We are joined by Jon Rothstein, college basketball insider for CBS Sports, Sports Illustrated, and the host of the College Hoops Today podcast. This week's guest, Mike Anderson, new coach at St. John's, who's going to be on this show, by the way, next week.
That's a tease.
That's great to see you.
Good to see you.
You're back for your second appearance. You're still engaged, which is a good sign because you were engaged
Still
last week.
engaged.
Still engaged.
Yeah, I wouldn't
clear of
expect
that.
an invitation, though, anytime soon, Bill, after your comments last week. I mean, there's only one chance in life to make a first impression.
Yeah, not good with the fiance?
Not good, but, you still have room to grow. We got a whole segment or two.
All right, well, it can always get better. It can't get any worse, I guess.
No,
with
there's
that.
only one place to go from here, and that's up.
You work a lot with Swin Cash at CBS.
Yes.
We work a lot with Swin Cash here at MSG, and she's got a VP job with the Pelicans, just taken as a basketball in the basketball operations department. What do you think about? Really an interesting move.
The best life any American has lived since Ronald Reagan was an actor and then president of the United States. Swin Cash, also student council president at McKeesport High School. Nobody knows that when they talk about her resume.
But it's amazing, this trend here of women now assuming significant roles in front offices or on coaching staff.
Well, and Swin, too, for all her success, both on and off the floor, one of the most humble people that you'll meet in your life. So kudos to her. She's going to do great things in New Orleans. And, she doesn't talk about it, but it should be noted, a multiple-time Olympic gold medal winner.
All right. NBA draft, of course, is a week from Thursday night. Movado presents our countdown to the draft. Visit Movado.com. How much time, please, John? Oh, it's getting close, 10 days from now. NBA draft. DeAndre Hunter. We know about the top three. We've talked about the top three. How about DeAndre Hunter potentially top five, maybe?
Let's go beyond the troika here for a second. Because
by the way, Monica, he's naming his own segment.
Well,
Go, John.
I'm just trying to be creative a little bit. If there is one known commodity here outside the main troika of this NBA draft, it's DeAndre Hunter's defensive prowess. He's like a queen on a chessboard, Bill. I don't know if you're a big Bobby Fischer fan, but
Not really.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But he's like a queen on a chessboard defensively. And here's somebody who, again, benefited from sitting out a season. DeAndre Hunter sat out as a redshirt freshman, just like Fiondu Kabengele, who's another highly touted player from Florida State. So many people right now in college basketball all want to play right away and get immediate eligibility. DeAndre Hunter, another example of somebody who benefited from a little bit more seasoning. His offensive game has improved from his freshman to sophomore year. 21 made threes to 46 made threes. The offense is evolving, but the defense is really where he makes sure that his bread is buttered.
Defense, he's been defending on the collegiate level. Concerned about the curve guarding NBA guys.
Not with DeAndre Hunter. Magical feat, and it has the ability also to have a great impact on a game by not demanding shots. Now, there are points, obviously, where he has stepped up when it matters most. 27-9 and 9 against Texas Tech in the national title game. It was also 4 of 5 from 3. He had struggled in the NCAA tournament until the national title game against Texas Tech, but he was sensational when it mattered most against the Red Raiders. DeAndre Hunter could go as high as 4, could go as low as 7 or 8.
That high, huh?
Yeah,
you don't think he drops below 8?
This is the bottom line that I've kind of thought out after talking to a lot of executives and scouts and so on and so forth. You've got 3 guys in this draft that are all franchise-type talents or at least high-level producers in the NBA. After that, everybody else is just a piece of the puzzle.
I hate that narrative, John, but I hear you. It's the experts. We evaluated talent. I get it. I totally get it. All right, you mentioned Texas Tech. Next guy, Jarrett Culver, doing some things for the Red Raiders. What you got on him?
Jarrett Culver is somebody, again, who has gotten so much better from his first season. 67 assists as a freshman, 142 as a sophomore. I was at a Texas Tech practice this season, and the biggest thing that Chris Beard felt that Jarrett Culver improved on, his ability to set the table. He's kind of like basketball's versions of Bill Pidto. He can teach
I like that. I like that.
Also has the ability, to make an impact on the backboards and defensively. Reminds me a lot. There's a lot of elements of Karis LeVert in Jarrett Culver. So a guy who can be a nice ancillary piece to the puzzle. And also a guy that we have to, be fair right now. You're a little bit concerned about the way he shot the basketball. He dropped from 38% from 3 as a freshman to 30 as a sophomore. But a quality all-around piece to the puzzle.
He's a guy that seemed to burst onto the scene through the NCAA tournament, but quietly in Lubbock, this guy was obviously putting up numbers. What is sort of the magic of that for a guy that really showed up well in the tournament?
Well, I think the process was an interesting one for him because you look at him, he comes in under-recruited. He plays on a veteran team as a freshman with guys like Keenan Evans, guys like Zaire Smith, who left Texas Tech earlier than anybody thought he would. He gets into a situation where he has to really be the focal point on a team that was fully constructed of brand new players. This Texas Tech team, again, had 2 grad transfers in the starting 5. Matt Moody and also Tariq Owens, a grad transfer from St. John's. So he was able to be an ancillary piece to the puzzle, a supporting cast, so to speak, as a freshman. He was sensational as the lead guy as a sophomore.
All right, so you got Hunter, you got Culver.
Yep.
What about Coby White?
Coby White is vastly different from other point guards that have flourished under Roy Williams. You look at Roy Williams in North Carolina the last 10 or 15 years, you think of roadrunners, you think of jets and cheetahs in the open court, like Ray Felton, like Ty Lawson. Coby White is significantly different because of his size and his ability to shoot the basketball. It's not obviously a shock that North Carolina's season-ending loss against Auburn in the NCAA tournament came when Coby White was 0 of 7 from three-point range. Shot 35 from 3, really effective in the open floor, but his shot-making prowess is what gives him hope at the NBA level.
35% from 3 is not exceptional, is not bad. But at the point guard position at the next level, that's an area of his game he's got to get better at?
Well, we always talk about what position are people going to be at the NBA level. And I remember an ex-NBA head coach told me this a long time ago. You are who you can guard. If you have the size at 6'5", like Coby White does, you're going to have a better chance to evolve in into a capable defender versus somebody like Ty Lawson, who, again, struggled because of his size for so long. So there's a lot to like about Coby White. The biggest thing, his size, his ability to make shots.
All right, on down the list we go, Nassir Little. Now, are we in order of preference here? Do you like Hunter over Culver, over White, over Nassir Little?
I think right now it's like a potpourri.
Okay.
It's almost like, trail mix. We're grabbing for trail mix. You never know what you're going to get. Nassir Little,
like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
Well, you're quoting Forrest Gump. I mean, that's 25 years in the past. I'm trying to stay a little bit
Guys, come on!
Nassir Little is somebody, again, who I don't really think understood, and it's not all his fault because of the expectations he came into North Carolina, and they were so high. People expected him to be the best freshman in the country. I talked about this with Roy Williams this year. He had a hard time understanding that being solid and being good was not the enemy of being extraordinary. And the basketball IQ is still in question. Only made 14 threes last year at North Carolina. And I talked to somebody in the last 2 hours who was at the Boston Celtics workout over the weekend and told me that Nassir Little's basketball IQ is still in major, major question. So the learning curve is still steep for Nassir Little to transition to be a professional.
Long story short, you got Williamson, Morant, and Barrett, and after that,
but there are plenty of sleepers.
Right.
Sleepers.
And, a sleeper, in my opinion, that's been hiding in plain sight, played for that North Carolina team, and it's Cam Johnson. Again, I don't want to cross the streams. I'm not an NBA guy, but in obviously preparing for the draft and watching bits and pieces of these playoff games to get a feel for what people are going to look at when they're evaluating personnel moves, Cam Johnson, because of his ability to shoot the basketball, makes him a potential steal late in the first round. Hiding in plain sight last year at North Carolina, shot over 45% from 3, made 96 triples. His strength, his seasoning, he probably needs a little bit more, gunpowder in his diet and to be a little bit nastier to defend at the NBA level, but a big-time shot maker.
Gunpowder in the diet, that's always.
And there's always a spot on the floor for a shooter, Pidto.
For more great videos from the MSG 150, check out right there. And remember, our show is on Monday through Thursday, 8 to 10:30 p.m. on MSG Network and MSG Go.